Good rising, brethren. This is Big Judah coming to you guys from California. Before I begin, give all praise to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is the Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. I pray the Most High blesses this lesson this evening, gives more knowledge and understanding of the events of the past, and orders and events that are currently happening on the earth. So we get a much better understanding of things that are soon to come on the earth. So I see that the CDC is slowly bringing out more information. A couple of the subscribers, thank you, family, for sending me this clip and this information right now. See, things are much worse than what they're letting on. They're whatever they're telling us, just remember it's way worse than what they are telling us. This new variant or this UK variant V117 is now the dominant strain here in America. There's a lot of issues going on with it affecting actually younger children, youth sports, the normal that this world is trying their best to get back to. As soon as they start opening up things, even here where I'm at, they're opening up youth sports, bringing the kids together because, of course, what do they say? Oh, it doesn't affect children. I've already said before, you guys need to be very careful because whatever you guys say, the Most High is going to attack that. Whenever you think that your children are safe and that it's okay to open up schools and open up sports, the Most High is going to attack that. Remember now, you only had a year to kind of just get this little precursor to what's really about to happen. The fact that you guys are now saying one thing, it's always we've done 4,000 or 4 million vaccines today. We just administered this many vaccines today. But there's all these negative things going out with the numbers are rising and this and that. So it's always they got to try to give some truth and then something to try to uplift the spirits of the people. This is what they've been doing now, since our new year. They've really switched it up since the beginning of March, since our new year began. It's always about the vaccines, 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 and then they give you the bad news. Like the good news is this, and the bad news is this. Now, whatever it is that we're hearing, like I said, it's got to be much worse. We're going to take a little listen here to this video right now, and we're going to get into some other information also. Here we go.
Trends are increasing in both case numbers and hospitalizations. Trends are increasing in both case numbers and hospitalizations.
Now they tell you this, but we're not getting real specifics. Remember how we were getting specifics daily. And they're just kind of just throwing it out there, but they're not really giving you any specific numbers. That should be very troubling because if remember, all these people are getting vaccinated, so it should, and they're always saying, well, they shouldn't get that sick. They shouldn't be going into the hospital. Well, we're going to get a little view of what's going to happen in the future because it's already happening somewhere else in the world. But let's continue with this right here, right now.
Across the country, we are hearing reports of clusters of cases associated with daycare centers and youth sports. Hospitals are seeing more and more younger adults, those in their 30s and 40s.
Okay, now you're just going to just gloss over the fact that now kids in daycare centers are getting it, or kids that are actually playing youth sports are getting it. Remember, those used to be the safe havens for the kids. This didn't really affect kids, remember? But we're just going to kind of throw it out there and then just keep it moving. Now, I think we should stay on that for a little bit. I thought that, the kids were okay. Everything was fine. Go right out there. Get back to normal. Start playing those sports again. But you see how quickly she just kind of just throws it out there, and then that's it. I would think that'd be a kind of a big thing to think about. I think that would be some huge information that the kids are now getting it, and they're participating in normal events that you guys are saying are normal, things that are normal for the kids. But see, this is what we have to understand. What you guys think is normal isn't normal for the Most High. There is no going back to normal. The Most High forbids it. So as you keep pushing it, there's going to be hell to pay. That's just how it is. But to just quickly kind of just talk about it and then just keep it moving, I said that's very disingenuous because they're not trying to talk about that information. That's why I said it's got to be much worse than what they're telling us.
Sports. Hospitals are seeing more care centers and youth associated with daycare centers and youth sports. Hospitals are seeing more and more younger adults, those in their 30s and 40s, admitted with severe disease. Data suggests this is all happening as we are seeing increasing prevalence of SARS-CoV-2 variants, with 52 jurisdictions now reporting cases of variants of concern. Based on our most recent estimates from CDC surveillance, the B117 variant is now the most common lineage circulating in the United States. It is the most common lineage, period. So there are many different lineages of the many different potential variants. There are several different kinds of sort of wild type variants, and this is, in fact, the most common lineage right now. Both case number.
Okay. So you're sitting here just listening to them. You could just tell it's way worse, and they know it, but they're not trying not to get the civilization here, our country here, the people here in a panic because they're not good with dealing with bad news. Now, something else I want to talk about real quick. I'm definitely gonna leave the link in a video for this young lady here. Her name is Kim Iverson, and she was talking about what's going on in Chile right now. They're having huge increases in cases. Now, America here always loves to talk about how we're, got all these vaccines out and we're way further ahead than everybody else. So these vaccines will definitely keep it so it won't get too bad. Well, Chile, I want to say, is fourth in the world in administering vaccines. And I want to say it was Pfizer, but I'll leave the video. I'm almost positive you said it was Pfizer was the one that they were actually administering, the vaccine were administering. And now they're having huge increases right now, even worse than last year. And it's like, well, it shouldn't be doing that because last year there was no vaccine. So how is it that I think they want to say they were fourth at administering vaccines, and they're it's even worse now than it was before. So if it's worse than it was the year before, then what exactly are the vaccines accomplishing? So I want you to definitely check out her video. But the thing is this, what people don't realize is that down in the southern hemisphere, the seasons are reversed. So as we're moving into we're in spring and summer, they're moving into their fall and winter. So this could be a possible precursor to what's going to happen here in the fall and the winter. No one's giving medical advice here or anything like that, but we're just looking at what's happening there in their certain times of the year, there's certain climate and certain temperatures that they're experiencing right now in Chile, and how we have certain areas that are doing that right now. It's seeming as if the plague is following, with certain temperatures that it seems to like. Around the 50s, 60s. That's what she's talking about in her video. So I want you just to definitely check out her video. I'll leave it in the description box. But just like last year, how it hit the, you know, upper Midwest and over in New York first, and it kind of moved around to different areas. It seems to be doing the same thing here. People going into their houses when it gets hot in the desert areas and picking up there. So it seems to be following the same pattern. But if it follows the same pattern and it's B.1.1.7, the UK variant, which is um, much more deadly, much more transmissible, then as it starts to move, it's going to have these huge spikes in different areas of the country. It's like the slate has been cleaned, and we're starting from zero once again, but with a way more virulent uh, virus. So definitely check that out. But like I said, they know. When you understand that, you look at the prophecies, and the prophecies say after the 400 years, we're done, and everything switches to the other nations. So there's not going to be any going back to how things were before, even though it might have looked like it on when you opened up Texas Stadium and you had it packed for that day. And it's kind of funny that the the governor of Texas was supposed to go and throw out the first pitch, and he's like, "Oh hell, no, I'm not showing up for that. I don't want to be there." It's okay for him to open it all up, but he didn't want to be there. He made up some excuse as to why he couldn't show up. But as you can see, very soon these people are going to realize, hey, there's going to be a price to pay for not following what the Most High has told you to do. The fact that your own governor in Texas wouldn't even show up to throw out the first pitch, but he allowed you guys all to go into that stadium and fill it up. That should tell you something. He didn't want to be there. He didn't want to participate in that mess. But he let you guys do it. And that's what a lot of these people in these upper positions do. They approve certain things, but then they don't participate in them. And that should tell, like I said, that should tell the people something. They're telling all these kids, hey, it's okay. You guys are okay. You don't have to worry about catching anything. Go ahead and go out and play sports. Most High doesn't is not down with that. So now the kids are getting sick. Like I said, there's a whole lot going on right now. So, and it's like I said, it's a cyclical thing. It seems to be with the plague right now. Man, it kind of seemed like that even when the Spanish hit here. It wasn't like the plague hit all the natives at first. It hit them. Then the Spanish ran because they ran out of Tenochtitlan, and then by the time they came back after some time, because they had to kind of regroup, then it seemed as and when they came back was when the plague was prevalent and destroying our people. So maybe they hit it at a certain time of the year. I'll have to take a look and see what time of the year they actually went and attacked Tenochtitlan and kind of see when it was when the plague was more virulent and more vigorous in destroying our people. I'm sure there's something with that, with the time period and stuff like that of the year, the climate. Yeah, so that's something I'm gonna have to go look up right now. But like I said, this is huge right here. The thing that, like I said, you always look at what they don't tell you. Look at what they are not really going into as far in depth as far as like giving information. These people know that it's attacking kids. They know that that the plagues attacked our kids, but they don't want to tell the world that. I'm listening to a lot of the information they're talking about as far as World War III and the desert prepper guy. I said he's got good information. I said, but then it's funny, but when they kind of try to go into their whole religion and Jesus, and this is your time to ask Jesus into your heart, and they're still trying to use Israel over there as far as part of the prophecy. We'll have to talk about their all of a sudden now what their Messiah now that just popped up right around our Passover again. So, and even with them doing something like that, like, wouldn't that make the world kind of think like, hold on, you guys are coming up with your own Messiah. We have Jesus. Why are you guys coming up with your own Messiah? They don't. They still hold these people up as the most High's chosen people. They don't think. These people do not think for themselves. They can't come to the conclusion that they've been lied to about absolutely everything. All of prophecy revolves around the Most High's chosen people. If you can't figure out that Ish is not the Most High's chosen people, see, they're trying to make everything revolve around Ish and the Arabs over there, and they have nothing to do with the Bible and the scriptures, the Torah, nothing. As long as they're not proving Ish to be the ones that have gone through the curses, then those aren't the people. But see, Ish can do everything. They can do whatever they want, and the Christians won't question them. They can come out with a new Messiah to challenge their Jesus, and they're not going to, they're not going to fight that either. It just shows you how absolutely out of touch these people are worldwide. They're still trying to sit here and make a square peg fit into a round hole, and it's definitely not working. None of them are thinking for themselves. Even with this information, as they're bringing out more and more information about, you know, the plague here, people still aren't thinking. Like now, all of a sudden, it's attacking children. So how much do we really know about this thing? We've been giving Ish billions of dollars a year, and now all of a sudden, Ish is coming up with their own Messiah here, and people are like, "Oh, this is the Antichrist. This is the Antichrist." Yeah, well, even still, you guys are still going to support those people, no matter what they do, just like the church. No matter how many bad things and bad information and bad press comes out about the Catholic Church, the Christians will continue to support them. No matter how much information comes out about these evangelicals and the things that they do, people will still make excuses to follow them because that's what's in their heart. That's what's in their heart, and it's just absolutely crazy to sit there and look at how out of touch these people are. Like I said, they're empty vessels. Empty vessels. All praise is to the Most High Yahweh. Acknowledgement to the earthly mother. Who is wisdom? Who is Holy Spirit? Acknowledgement to Yahweh Shai. Shalom.